our neighbors as ourselves. We ask that you continue to bless our beloved school district and place a hedge of protection around all of its people. We ask all of this in your holy name. Amen. And please protect us during hurricane season. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Wright?
Here.
Dr. Gia? Ms. Babbitt?
Here.
Ms. Petita?
Here.
Mr. Duplantis? Here. Ms. Bourgeois?
Here.
Mr. LaFont?
Here.
Ms. Wells?
Here.
Ms. Sharp-Chase?
Here.
Thank you, sir. Item number 2, awards and recognitions, introduction of the new administrators. Mr. Martin?
Yes, Madam Chairman. Tonight we are introducing a new assistant principal to North LaRose Elementary School. We have with us tonight Miss Mandy Martin.
Let me go up there. Can I stay right here?
You can stay there.
Thank you all very much for this opportunity. I have had many chances to grow and learn from wonderful leaders in this parish. So I'm very honored and excited for this new journey and to help a really great school continue to excel. Thank you, Mr. Martin, for your confidence in me. Thank you, Ms. Hodson, for this opportunity. And thank you, Ms. LaBeouf and Ms. Guidry, for being the wonderful people you are at North LaRose. I'm very excited. Thank you.
Congratulations. LVST student, staff, and group recognitions. Superintendent.
Hi, we want to welcome all of you to the awards portion of our monthly board meeting. It's great to see so many of you able to make it tonight. I know it's summertime and there's a lot of other things that you might want to be doing right now, but we appreciate that you can make it so that we have the opportunity to recognize you and honor you for those achievements and those things that you are doing both in and outside of the classroom. So we're going to start with our, we're going to start with our awards, and Mr. Delcom is going to read our first awards. When your names are called, you'll come up and receive your award. We have several group presentations today, so you'll come up and we'll get a photo of the groups together, and then you'll be able to go back to your seat. So Mr. Delcom is going to get started with that.
Okay, the first award that we're going to recognize is actually not here tonight, but we are inviting her back to the school board office at a later date. She couldn't be here, but we still want to mention her. Lucille Claymore, a student at Thibodeau High School, is receiving an award that is extremely rare and extremely difficult to get. Lucille had A's on her report card for the entirety of her school career, from the beginning, first grade, all the way up through graduation as a high school senior, never made a B. As Lucille Claymore of Thibodeau High. So we're definitely going to bring her in. All right, then we're going to jump out of order a little bit. This recognition goes to a team of students. This team from Golden Meadow Middle School placed first in the junior high division in the South Louisiana Quiz Bowl tournament that takes place each year. And then from that point, they went on to compete at a national level in the National Academic Championship Tournament, which was held in New Orleans this summer. They came out second. So I'll call up the team members. First, Sai Acosta. We're going to get them all?
I'll tell you what. It's going to be tight. We'll do individuals, and then we'll get them all. Let's do that. So face her. Don't get too comfortable.
Adrian Adolph. Barrios.
There we go.
Lawrence Bonvillain. Joshua Dordor. Jada Dobson. Colin Dewey. Allison Guidry. Kirsten Hebert. Luke Lacoste. Edwin Lycona. Team captain, Caleb Myers. Silas Randazzo. And Mateo Inez. And we'd also like to recognize the coach who puts in a lot of hours with these kids and then, you know, takes them and supervises them at these trips is Coach Byron Robichaud.
Okay, so can you sneak past right here without breaking everything? Oh, whoa. Perfect timing, perfect timing. Come on. How you doing? Congratulations. What's your name? Luke. Good job, Luke. All right, Luke, hold on. You get a pen? Right on top. All right, hold on. Over there. Y'all follow Luke. Come on. Good job. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Put your certificate down. We don't need to see the certificates in the back. Just the
I just need
front row.
to see people.
All in his face.
Let's see. Having trouble seeing you right back. Okay, so yeah. Let's see. Can you scooch out or one of you come on the end? Make sure you're looking tall.
You can see him, Tammy?
Stretching. Stretch.
All right, you can't see her, she can't see you.
All right. Yeah, good? Okay, perfect.
All right, great job, guys. spurs in her boots. Just kidding.
The next is a group of students who placed first at the Louisiana State Social Studies Fair in the elementary division of anthropology from Cutoff Elementary, Jack Messer and Aiden Tran.
There you go.
The next group of students were also from Cutoff Elementary. Their group was geography. We have Adriana Tron and Veda Curall.
One more.
This next group placed first in the elementary division group history from South LaRose Elementary, Bailey Adams and Susie Bu. Our last group are not present tonight, but they won second place in the elementary division of economics from Cutoff Elementary, Audrey Fontaine and Allie Rupert.
Well, I feel like the body was pretty well represented tonight. Thank you for allowing us to educate your kids. We really appreciate the work that you put into it, and we really appreciate all the hard work that they put into this and all the accomplishments. It just makes us look good when you guys perform this well, so thank you for all the hard work. Congratulations, Quiz Bowl team, and I know you're all excited to eat in the city of Thibodeau tonight, so go forth. And if you want to see a really exciting meeting, we have all kind of stuff over the next hour. We'll keep you entertained. Otherwise, go to walk-ons and have a good night. What you got, bud?
I mean, you know Five Guys?
That's what I'm talking about. Well, I like to call it 12 bucks. Right? 12 bucks. Y'all have a good night. Thank you so much.
Pay for that.
Memorial resolutions, if I could talk. Mrs. Florence Leday, retired teacher. Ms. Charpentier.
Thank you, Madam President. Mrs. Florence Leday was hired on August 17, 1990 as a special education teacher at Golden Meadow Upper Elementary. Ms. Leday transferred to South Lafourche High School in August of 1995. Mrs. Leday retired on December 17, 2004, having served the Lafourche Parish School District for 14 and a half years.
And, does anybody have any comment? Yes.
I just want to say, Ms. Leday was one of those memorable classes, memorable teachers. She taught French and German, which is pretty impressive. She wasn't like super strict, but she was one where how teenage boys can be, and how we say down the bayou, they would do her the mizak, and she would give it right back to them, so it was always entertaining class.
Thank you. And also her husband, Britt, worked here at the school board office. He was in charge of data, all the data and computers. Yes.
Yeah, Flo and Brent were a year older than me in high school. Both of them extremely bright. Extremely.
Flo is another one of those people that I got the pleasure of becoming family by marriage, and just a really, really, really kind soul, and always just really aware and conscious of special events and things happening in the family. And even though she was confined to her home due to her illness for quite some time, she always managed to keep in touch, and really just a special person, and she's definitely missed.
Item B, Mr. Lawrence Monick, retired teacher and board member. Mr. LaFawn.
Mr. Lawrence Monick was hired by the Lafourche Parish School District in August of 1962 as a teacher at Galliana Junior High School. Mr. Monick also taught in Golden Meadow Upper Elementary School and Golden Meadow Middle School. Mr. Monick retired on January 1st, 1989, having served the Lafourche Parish School District as a teacher for 24 and one-half years. In December 2006, Mr. Monick was elected to the Lafourche Parish School Board. Mr. Monick served 2 consecutive 4-year terms beginning January 1st, 2007 to December 31st, 2014. And if I may add, Mr. Monick was a fixture in the Golden Meadow area.
He was also elected to Golden Meadow Town Council.
Was.
And he was assigned to sanitation and bulky trash pickup, and he regularly patrolled the streets, and you never waited too long for your trash to be picked up. He was also a PE teacher when I was a student at Golden Meadow Upper, and kind of like Leslie said, kids doing the mizad, but he was a good guy and a good sport, and took it, with humor, and he was well respected and well loved.
Thank you. Mr. Leonard Stennett, retired teacher. Mr. Leonard Stennett was hired as a teacher at Thibodeau High School on August the 28th, 1967. Mr. Stennett retired on June the 6th, 1995, having served the Lafourche Parish School District for 28 years. Mr. Stennett returned to the district on November 1st, 2000 to oversee the print shop, serving the district for an additional 9 years. And I had the pleasure of working with Mr. Stennett whenever you needed anything run off at the print shop. You contacted Mr. Stennett, and he was always very pleasant to deal with, and I know that he was just a very kind man. Item D, Mr. Melvin Johnson, retired teacher. Mr. Myron Wright.
Mr. Melvin Johnson was hired by the Lafourche Parish School District on August 28, 1967 as a special education teacher at East Thibodeau Junior High School. Mr. Johnson retired on November 5th, 1997, having served the Lafourche Parish School District for 30 years.
Item E, Ms. Patricia Ruiz, retired teacher. Ms. Buffy Lynn Charpentier.
Mrs. Patricia Ruiz was hired by the Lafourche Parish School District on December 2nd, 1956, as a teacher at La Rose Cutoff Middle School. Mrs. Ruiz also taught at Golden Meadow Upper Elementary School and Golden Meadow Lower Elementary School. Mrs. Ruiz retired on June 1st, 1988, having served the Lafourche Parish School District for 32 years.
I knew Miss Patsy quite well. She was at Golden Meadow Elementary when I was there. I don't think there was anyone that was better liked or more respected than Miss Patsy. She really was.
I concur. She was a very well-respected teacher. Back then at Golden Meadow Upper, you know, that campus is open in the center. When it was a rainy or cold day, kids would arrive and just be kept in the cafeteria. And between she and Miss Elsie Horton, they would play piano and we would sing patriotic songs until take-in happened. And I'll never forget that because she was just so enthusiastic about leading everybody in those songs.
Madam President, I move that these resolutions be adopted by general consent and that a copy of the resolutions be recorded on the special page of our minute book.
Hearing no objections, I'm sorry, I don't have my little paper, but, we're going to put these on the special page of our minute book. Thank you. Item 5, approval of policy and academic committee recommendations as per meeting held Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. Ms. Bourgeois.
Item A, to approve merging Golden Meadow Lower and Golden Meadow Upper and changing school name to Golden Meadow Elementary School. So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second by Ms. Charpentier. Any public comment? Any board comment or discussion? Hearing none, let's vote. Motion carries. Item number 6, approval of business committee recommendations as per meeting held Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. Mr. Duplantis.
Thank you, Madam President. Item A, to amend the current school resource officer contract between the Lafourche Parish School District and the Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office from paying 58% of the salaries and benefits to 75%. So moved.
Do I have a second? And Ms. Bourgeois, Mr. Martin, you want to say anything about that?
Yes, ma'am. The sheriff approached me probably 2 months ago, and I've spoken to members of the board about this. Our current contract with the sheriff's office requires that the school board pay 58%, is requesting we bump that up to 75%. The reason and rationale behind the 75% is that right now in the contract, 75% of the effort of the SROs is dedicated and committed to serving the Lafourche Parish School District. Also, all of the surrounding districts have a portion of the SRO's salary being paid by school districts that's larger than what we're paying. Some of the school districts are actually funding this at 100%. He agreed to 75% and thought that that was fair based on the effort being given by the school resource officers, being 75%. And also keep in mind, we are very fortunate that he is supplying 17 deputies to support this endeavor. And it's a big lift for his agency. So my recommendation is that we approve this.
Do we have any public comment? Any board comment or discussion? I would like to add, I'm sorry, Ms. Babbitt.
I just want to say that I am in support of this. I feel like we are very fortunate to have these people on our campuses. Our SROs are absolutely an asset to us. And so it's just something I appreciate the fact that they're there. So I will be in support of this one.
And also, we did pass a sales tax that, on millage to support safety in our schools. And so this, their salaries come out of that. So we're showing parents and the people that supported it that we are providing safe schools. So if there are no other comments, please vote. Motion carries.
Item B, to award the lowest, most responsive and responsible bidder, KRM Investments, for chiller compressor replacements for both new Hitachi screw compressors and remanufactured Hitachi screw compressors on an as-need basis for the 2025-2026 fiscal school year. So moved.
We have a second. Mr. LaFont, any public comment? Any board discussion? If not, please vote.
Item C, to award the highest scored, most responsive and responsible proposer, help me with that.
Aptitude.
Aptitude, Incorporated, for the services of hosting school and classroom web pages to meet the needs of the district for a 36-month term. So moved.
Second, Mr. Wright, any public comment? Any board comment or discussion? Let's vote. Motion carries.
Item D, to approve extending the bus radio rental agreement currently in place for the two-way radios for the 2025-2026 school year at an estimated monthly cost of $2,541. So moved.
We have a second, Ms. Babin. Any public comment? Any board comment or discussion? Please vote. Motion carries.
Item E, to approve the renewal of the software licenses for Destiny Library Manager and Resource Applications from Follett in the amount of $52,812.22 for the 2025-2026 fiscal year. So moved.
Motion, second, Ms. Wells. Any public comment? Any board comment or discussion? If not, please vote. Motion carries.
Item F, to approve the renewal of the web content filtering software and hardware and software support services from Content Keeper, Microshare, in the amount of $122,631.50 for a period of 3 years. So moved.
Second, Ms. Wells. Any public comment? Any board discussion or comment? Hearing none, please vote. Motion carries.
Item G, to approve the renewal of identity management software from Identity Automation in the amount of $37,407 for the 2025-2026 fiscal year. So moved.
Second by Ms. Bourgeois. Any public comment? Any board comment? Discussion? If not, hearing none, let's vote. Motion carries.
Item H, to amend the fee cap of the All South Consulting Engineering LLC contract, increasing the current contract fee cap by $783,100. So moved.
Have a second? Ms. Charpentier, any public comment? Any board discussion, comment? Please vote. Motion carries.
Item I, to approve the renewal of the ERP software support services from Tyler Technologies for Munis applications in the amount of $155,785 for the 2025-2026 fiscal year. So moved.
Thank you. Motion, second, Ms. Wells. Any public comment? Any board comment, discussion?
manager, so moved.
Second, Ms. Bratton. Public comment? Any board comment, discussion? Hearing none, please vote. Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to number 7, new business. Item A. Mr. Martin, you have that one?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chairman. Item A is to consider reappointing Mr. James Bouvier to the Board of Commissioners of Special Education District 1. This board just appointed Mr. Bouvier to the agency, for which we're asking you to reappoint him. That's because his term actually expired. It was a very short run. This is a reappointment now for a 6-year term, as his original term that you approved just recently actually just expired. So the recommendation is to reappoint Mr. Bouvier.
So,
Thank you, Mr. LaFont. We have a second. Ms. Bourgeois, any public comment? Any board comment, discussion? Hearing none, please vote.
We definitely want to thank you for being willing to serve.
6 years is a long time. You know what, I'm sorry, I'm voting no on this. Okay, motion carries. Item B, we're moving on to Mr. John Jeremy, or Mr.
I'll go ahead and read it. To consider a change order request for the Lafourche Parish School District St. Charles Limited Classroom Addition Project. The recommended action is to accept a change order request in the sum of $8,784.60 for various change order requests and add 10 days to the St. Charles Limited Classroom Addition Project. Specifically, we have $2,573.01 for demolition of existing sidewalk, $3,915.45 for an additional fire main, 10 days for the work not being allowed to be done during state testing, and $1,976.02 to move a 2-inch water line, including a design fee adjustment of $133.58. This is a grand total of $8,784.60 in change orders for the St. Charles Classroom Edition, and the recommended action is that you approve them, and we have Mr. Justin Cortez to answer any questions.
So motion, Ms. Babin, I'd like to second that. Do we have any discussion, any comments from the public? Any board discussion or comments? If not, please vote.
Let me just
Mr.
add,
John? Okay.
all these are all change order items that were discovered and needed to be fixed. None of these change orders are additional items being requested. This is all, due to conditions we found that we have to address.
That's understandable with an old school, when you start.
Yeah, like one was a water line we found that we had no idea where it was at. The other one was a sidewalk that we found buried a foot in the ground. So all of this is all just, I just wanted to make sure we wasn't in committee, so we didn't have time to review that. None of this is elective. It's all
Yes.
we need to finish.
Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah.
Please vote. Motion carries.
Yes, Madam President. To consider a change order request for Hurricane Ida roof repairs, renovations, and demolition project at Golden Meadow Lower and South Lafourche High Schools. The recommended action is to approve various change order requests in the credit sum of $1,500 for the Hurricane Ida roof repairs, renovations, and demolition project at Golden Meadow Lower and South Lafourche High Schools. And we have a not to exceed of $500 for the removed Coraline canopy posts, and a not to exceed of $1,000 for removed roof curbs.
Before there
Hold on,
is a
John.
typo,
We need a vote. We need a
but there's
motion.
a typo
Oh, there's,
that
okay.
we need to point out. It's not a credit. The amount is right, but this is not a credit.
Okay.
I need a secretary
now, Mr. John, you want to say something?
Yes, this is, again, some that was found after at Golden Meadow, because we went in and we pulled the canopies out right after that went in the front towards Buffy. And they actually left the posts still right at the ground level, right? So this is kind of a safety cleanup. It's FEMA, eligible.
All right, any public comment? Any board comment or discussion? If not, hearing none, let's vote. Motion carries. Item D.
Item D, to consider a change order request for Lafourche Parish bus yard facility project. The recommended action is to accept the change order request in the credit sum of $31,993 for various change order requests to the bus yard facility project. This is value engineering where we had some areas where we can save some money, specifically $16,058 to substitute gypsum board assemblies, $3,799 to omit the MEP scope, and $12,136 to modify the route of storm drainage and avoid conflict with sub-grade power lines. I will note that the attachment actually has a mathematical error. The credit sum listed in the recommended action of $31,993 is the accurate number. The attachment has an addition problem. It is not the correct number.
So we will have a motion, all right, Ms. Bourgeois. Second, Mr. Wright. Do we have to, or are we okay with it?
No, the recommended action is listed
It's
accurately.
correct.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Any public comment? Any board discussion or questions?
I just wanna say, I passed by the bus yard and, they really are rocking and rolling and doing a good job and getting it going.
Mr. Sherby?
I'd like to just publicly thank, Foray Construction for working hard on finding these items. None of this is lessening the scope of our building that we're gonna have built, right? But this is some stuff where we'll be able to save some money. And it puts a smile on Ms. Email's face.
All right. It's hearing none, did we have public comment? We did, okay. All right, then hearing none, let's please vote. Motion carries.
E, to consider a change order request for hurricane eye repairs to the gymnasium roof repair project at Bayou Blue Middle School. The recommended action is to approve the change order request for hurricane eye roof repairs project at Bayou Blue Middle School in the sum of $5,860.60 for additional painting and staining of the gymnasium floor and add 10 days to the project.
Moved by Mr. Duplantis, second by Ms. Wells. Any public comment? Any board discussion? John, you have anything to say about that? Okay, hearing none, please vote. Motion carries.
Item F, to consider bids for the Central Lafourche High School and Thibodeau High School field house roof project. To accept, the recommended action is to accept a low bid from Edward J. Lafourche Metalworks with a base bid of $348,113 and alternate number one in the amount of $7,600 for a total bid amount of $355,713. A professional fee of $39,416 will bring the project total to $395,129 for the Central Lafourche High School and Thibodeau High School field house roof project. Project will be funded by the construction fund.
We have a motion. Okay, Ms. Babin, second, Ms. Wells. Do we have any public comment? Any board comment? John?
Duplantis, thank you for good work on this, getting this turned out. Let me just add, for OPC that we had developed, that was a really good number. It was around 800,000. And also, just to explain what the alternate was for a flat roof section. I wanted it broken out in the bid just so that I could monitor what that price was separate from the metal. So that's why there's an alternate.
Thank you for that explanation. Any public comment? Any before we have closed session? Okay, and if not, let's please vote. Motion carries. Item G.
Item G, to consider advertising to replace the scoreboard at Central Parish High School football stadium. The recommended action is to authorize advertisement for bids to replace the scoreboard at Central Parish High School football stadium. With us tonight, we do have the principal, Mr. Zach Hill, and Coach Bedros. I would ask that y'all actually come up and if you could talk very briefly about the project, explain to the board what we are buying and how the payment structure is gonna work.
And we do have some pictures.
Mr. John, I got some.
I'd rather you get the presentation and then move on the action after they just do a quick presentation, if it's okay.
Okay, so, first, when you walk through the hall of Trojan Hall, Mr. Araby has a quote that says to put Central Lafourche on the map. And by these upgrades, that's exactly what we're planning to do. It looks like a lot, and it's scary. Coach Bedros and I, when we first jumped into it, we looked at it and looked at the plan and everything to pull it off, and that, we feel confident that we can do this. Just a couple of things to kind of look at. Number one, it's a community statement for everybody, okay? Something for the community to be proud of and utilize across the board, not just athletics. We host one of the biggest band festivals in the state of Louisiana. All of those things are actually on it, okay? And also, it's an investment. What you can see with the football player here and the 3 ads on the sides, that's all screened. So through all these events, ads will be running, and this is all revenue that will be made from just this board. That does not include, when you look at the $100,000 from the 4 companies, that does not include that. So basically, the board is gonna pay for itself, and then once that's done, it's gonna help actually all those clubs and organizations make money off of it. Coach Bedros?
As you can see, like he said, and you also notice where the CL is. Right now, we have our speaker system is from the press box. Like if you go to a Nichols game or LSU game, the speaker system now comes from the scoreboard. So that CL is actually a speaker system also. So it's not just a scoreboard, it's also our speaker system, which is out right now, which is 4 speakers on the top of the press box that we have. So that is also just a speaker system with that whole scoreboard. The actual scoreboard is on the left side of it. The whole LED screen, like you said, and you see at the partner panels at the bottom, that's where my 4 main sponsors are gonna be. It's like a panel that's there forever. And I've talked to these people and their panels are gonna be there for the duration of the whole scoreboard. The last scoreboard I was involved with, that was 20 years ago.
Yeah,
So
we actually took it down with pulley system ourselves.
Yes.
Drag, you didn't hear that. So when I talk about investments, I mean, anything in education, you want to relate it back to the kids. So this comes with a whole curriculum for courses related to media arts and digital media. Marketing and business is a field that's growing. So our students in classes are going to make these advertisements that are going to be shown on this boards. We're going to bring them to businesses, they're going to make commercials, and they're going to do everything, and they're going to run this whole system themselves. So it's not just something just to put out there. Our kids are going to be invested in it. And there's lots of different certifications for them that go through actually doing this class and things that they can actually learn and take to the workforce.
Okay, so now that they've gotten their presentation, Mr. Henry was right, we do need a motion and a second to begin discussion.
Motion, Mr. Lafont, second, Ms. Bourgeois. Now we can have, any comment from the public? Okay, any board questions and comments? All right, Ms. Babin.
So I have to ask this is a pretty big investment, and we just came through hurricane season. The past couple of years, we have some problems. What's gonna happen if, hopefully not, but if we do have a storm come up, is there a way to take the panels down? Like, how do we storm-proof this scoreboard?
No, it's all under warranty, and whenever the bids hopefully come out, they are protected, and they are gonna service that just like your home and anything like that. put it out for bid, hopefully these companies that put them up, they're gonna have warranties on, all of that. So they, and they're gonna actually, if you notice, if you go back, we have two, LV supports. And if we build that big old system, they're gonna also put two more, beams in there, just to support the width and the height and everything, the tonnage and all that.
There's not a cover for the screens, or we just don't
No,
know?
and that's all gonna be under warranty. Like I've talked to different schools that have them, and all that's under warranty and all of that.
We'll be very specific in the requirements for
Yes, I sent
what
the
we
specs.
want out of the warranties.
And I don't wanna jinx us, but I just feel like I
No,
have to
yeah,
ask that
no.
question.
No,
I sent specs to Mr. John and all of what we
I will
want.
oversee the construction, right,
Yes,
so
he's
we
gonna-
wanna make sure all the wind readings and everything are on
Yes,
there, right?
he has all of that.
That's not a bad idea you having about
Some
cover.
kind of a cover, right? Just like a window. Thank you.
You must have some idea of what this is gonna cost.
Yes,
Right? Would be, I know we wanna put it out for bid, but you must have an idea of how much,
yes, sir.
how much.
Well, do you want me to say that?
I don't know, yeah.
No, so what we're kind of estimating, like looking at, just.
Well, let me finish. I guess because the next question is, where's the money coming from? Are you asking the district to put up the money, or, because people are gonna ask us that.
Right.
And I understand from talking that you'll have ways, but people need to know that. And I guess, let's go through that first.
I sent
Two other high schools.
Huh?
Yeah, two other high schools.
That's right.
So, let me, I know you have copies of it, she's got the document pulled up, and I do wanna make certain, I figured the budget question would be the first thing asked. The school is funding this, and by the school, I mean the school and its partners. It's booster clubs, the football program, athletics, the businesses that have agreed to be part of the permanent sponsorship spots around the side, and then the revenue that's gonna be generated. But he has already presented in this document to you all, the anticipated payment schedule over a 5-year period to cover the anticipated greater than $200,000 cost associated with this board. This is a very expensive, highly technical piece of equipment, to be sure. They're gonna have to drive pilings, we're talking about putting giant angle irons into the ground. This is going to be a very complex endeavor, but they have established a 5-year plan to get this thing funded. And some of the requirements of the proposing companies will be to allow this type of payment structure to put this in place. Did I misspeak, Mr. Hill?
No,
No, sir, that's correct.
Yes, Ms. Chamberlain.
I think this is just really gonna kind of throw it out there, throw the gauntlet out there for the other two schools, because they're gonna just feel like they're gonna have to try and muster up funding to get to that level. I know that, Mr. Martin and I spoke already about how South Lafourche High School has something similar in the basketball gym. But this is gonna kind of open up that door for football as well. But I wanted to commend you, Mr. Hill, on turning this into a teachable opportunity for the students, because you're right, marketing is, it's definitely out there. Digital marketing is a huge thing. And to allow the students the opportunity to be involved and create those advertisements, I think is just another level. And I think that you probably won't have any issues getting your sponsors to put their ads on that board, because the level of visibility that they're gonna have. When you think about going to a professional game in the Superdome or whatnot, you have all of this digital advertising, and it's definitely seen. So good move on involving the students. I really like that.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we want, like when the bids do go out, like that's part of the specs, I guess you wanna call it, that they offer the class. That, like, maintenance is a big thing on it. I know some people are talking about maintenance. We would like for somebody to be within our 200-mile range. Right now, the maintenance we have right now, they have to come from Arkansas. So I have to pay mileage every time they have to come. So I would like somebody within that range, that way when they come to work on it, that we can actually afford it for them. And also the 5-year grace period for it, so that we can be allowed to pay it. And if we can't keep it in Louisiana, we can keep the money here. Because there are some Louisiana companies that provide.
So hopefully they
Yes, ma'am.
participate in the bid.
Yes.
I know I'm asking, but the school is in my district, and I'm sure I'm gonna get calls, and I wanna be able to give them answers.
Right.
So I see the numbers out there, so there's not a penny or a dime coming from the academic side, is that correct?
Correct.
Correct.
So nothing's being taken away from academics. from this proposal, it looks like, $200,000, I'm trying to read the top part, $40,000 a year, 200,000, that 40,000, is that coming from the athletic department?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You can see it's kind of broken down here between the booster club, football/athletics, our sports and our band that actually contribute, and our feeder schools, also attached to there, with our sponsors that have initially pledged at least, their $20,000 per year, together.
Okay. I guess this is the lawyer in me. When you buy the board, they're not gonna wanna be paid over 5 years. They're gonna want their money now. So how we
I think that is.
No,
that's
they're-
for-
They're allowing them to
So
pay.
they will allow you to do
Yes.
that.
There are companies,
That's
I
the-
have 3 companies that allow it,
That's even better.
because I guess they see that financially people are struggling, so they allow that nowadays.
I know, Mr. LaFont, you might not know much about me yet, but I recruit, like these businesses and also companies, so I'm trying to put us, I know it's a financial obligation, but I want the school to be in the best possible position to be able to take care, so.
Zach,
I mean, when I talk to these people, I wheel and deal, and I'm trying to.
I don't doubt that for a minute, Zach. I know enough about you already. And I have the highest respect for you and your staff and your coaches for what you're trying to do. I just, if people call me, I just wanna be able to give them the answer.
Yes, sir.
Because the school's in my district.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Babineau?
I wanna commend you guys because you didn't come here asking for us to do this. You came here with a plan. You didn't come here with a request. You came here with a whole plan.
Yeah.
And that says a lot about the dedication that you have to making this happen and to do it the right way. So thank y'all very much. We do appreciate that.
Appreciate the work.
And, yes, Ms.
Yes,
Bishop?
and I know, Mr. Araby would be so proud, because every time you walk down that hall, you saw that, put Central Lafourche on the map. And, in the words of Leslie, you know, I could say a lot of fancy words, but on the vine, come on, y'all fancy.
I don't know if you remember,
Impression of
I
the
remember
school.
what was brought up in 2018, like when we got the turfs, I mean, that was the talk of everything. So now we're trying to be first to be the talk of business.
And I like the idea too that the feeder schools are going to have a part in
Yes.
paying for this because that buys into.
Yes, they're gonna be allowed to use it, track meets, it's not just football.
Right.
Track meets, middle schools, the band festival, they're gonna be able to have those advertisements. And eventually, whenever we get a good tack of how it works, you're gonna be able to show it up on the screen as it's live. So,
Yeah, we have a lot of ideas that go
I have a lot
along
of
with
ideas.
fundraiser opportunities that go along with it, and even just community, like we're gonna have, LA flag football in a second, it's just,
yeah, like,
They're gonna
when they're gonna
utilize
have it,
the
you're gonna be able to
thing,
present all of that.
And you say these games gonna be live on the screen?
Yeah, it can be eventually, if I get the right, like we use Huddle for football, and usually they can cooperate with the Huddle through the board, and that, you know, like at the Saints game, it'll be able to have stuff like that, replays and things like
Your
that.
officials are not gonna want that?
So it's just things like that.
yeah, initially, it's gonna be a growing process
Right.
until we can maximize.
I just have to
everything,
learn it.
but, we do intend to have those things.
And that'd be a good way to sell, live ads too, people from
Yes, sir.
home, get a broadcasted crew,
Yes.
could be the students.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure the students will be able to school y'all
Right,
on
yes.
this.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I know we have to advertise, or have to advertise, do you have a projected time frame that you would like to try to get this done?
August 20th? That's my first name? Well,
A lot depends on
No.
right now, like,
Yeah,
what's
it-
the whole process, I
Right.
mean, if, we don't wanna start construction if it gets
Right.
approved during football season, so it would be pushed till after.
Right.
So we don't
Like we
interfere with
flexible.
any of the band festivals and any of the stuff like that,
Yeah.
so, it all depends, like, everybody can say supplies, and when we can get things, and, so, but we are flexible.
yeah, absolutely.
Very commendable, thank you very much. Mr. President.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Y'all wanna stay there while we vote?
Sure.
All right, let's go ahead, hearing no more comment or any questions, please vote.
And thanks for being innovators, sticking to the same script,
I'm not gonna be able to fit out the door, man.
Zach, you have a career in marketing maybe before you retire.
Zach's
Oh,
always
yeah,
saying,
don't say nothing.
give them fancy.
Don't bring me down, please.
Everybody vote?
Hmm?
Did you vote?
Oh, I'm still looking at the screen. I'm sorry.
Like me a while ago, you used to into it.
Not used to it. We're gonna get a bigger board too, all right?
I know it's coming. I knew it was coming.
Thank you all very much.
One last question, guys. Can I have a cheat sheet?
Yes.
Clerk Maydow says everything.
I'll be right there.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you, Zach.
Item
Item H, to approve a request from LA Flag Football to waive the fees for the use of the football field at Central Rouge High School. Recommended action is to approve a request from LA Flag Football to waive the fees for the use of the football field at Central Rouge High School for the season, with games beginning in September. The requester would be responsible for the $300 damage deposit and custodian fees. And we have Mr. Cody Sager here with us tonight.
Would you like to come up?
Come on up, Mr. Cody. Is it Sager?
It's Sager, yes, sir.
Got it. Uh-oh.
Surgery.
How y'all doing?
Oh, when the major got up.
Yes, sir. Be good.
You want me playing flag football?
Yeah, not for a while. So yeah, this originally started about 10 years ago with Louisiana State Representative Brian Fontenot. His son took it over, Gavin Fontenot, over the past couple of years. My son came into the league and I started participating in it myself, and I really enjoyed it. So Gavin asked me if I would like to help him out. He's about to go to law school, and that's whenever Brad Robinson in the back, that's here with me, his wife Candace Robinson, myself and my wife, we came together and we developed a new structure for the organization, and we have a lot of things that we want to implement. And you know, you're talking about Central Lafourche High School and their scoreboard and everything. I think that would be an awesome thing for them and for the parish. Also, if we were able to use the field with no fee, we would be able to offer to Central Lafourche to run concessions. So to give you an idea, over the past 8 weeks in Thibodaux, we have games at Nichols University and the Thibodaux Regional Wellness Center. I would say an approximate number is probably 900 to 1,000 people in one night at that facility, between the two. We would normally have it at one facility, but we had 520 kids enrolled, so it was a lot. So we had to figure out, all right, how can we do this? And fortunately, you know, we got 2 locations. So if you think about that, if you have, you know, 800 to 1,000 people go to Central Lafourche on a Sunday afternoon, which is what we would like to see, that's big for the community. The booster clubs, the teams, they can get together, sell concessions. I mean, you're talking about a significant amount of money they could raise for the school. So that's really it. The money that is made for Louisiana Flag Football is for the kids, for the development. Like I said, I have a son that plays. I'm a state trooper full time, and I do this on the side to help out. I think it's big for the community as a whole. I would actually like to see Louisiana Flag Football grow throughout the state. You know, we're in talks with people in Baton Rouge, New Orleans area, Shreveport. So, but it started here. It started in Lafourche Parish, started in Thibodaux, and that's where, you know, the hub will be and remain. But yeah, that's really it. We're just asking for a fee waiver for the facilities, and in return we can give back and help the school, and not just Central Lafourche. We're interested in Thibodaux High School, doing something with them as well. You know, South Lafourche, anybody that's willing to work with us and help us. But just trying to make sure that I cover everything. If y'all have any questions, I'd love to answer them.
Can we get a motion? Mr. Wright, seconded by Mr. Duplantis. All right, now, any public comment? Any board comment? Discussion, Swayze? I know that was gonna be Ms. Babbitt's question, but that's what I was asking as well.
Mr. Burke?
Okay, Mr.
Insurance is under review. We're missing a couple things, but Ms. Cornwall Bro is working on that with them. We have till September, so should be no issues.
So we just started a TOS division for 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, and 5-year-olds. So it's actually really cool. We're doing it to where we take them, they come in, and we tell them, look, this is what a football is. And then, like, literally let them hold the football and teach them what it is, and then slowly progress from there. So with that, they'll be ready for games. And with our league, compared to some other leagues, not throwing shade on any other leagues or anything like that, but you know, we want to get really good officials and really good coaches out there, good leadership for the kids, and that's something that we take very seriously. And we came up with some core values of discipline, integrity, and respect, and that's something that we're going to instill in these kids. Something that I do as a father for my own children, and we're not going to allow just anybody to go and be around these children. So we definitely have 6U, which is 5 and 6, and like I said, we have the TOS division to help them progress. We have 8U, 7 and 8-year-olds, 10U, 12U, and then starting in the fall, we would like to do 14U and 17U as well. We operate leagues fall, winter, and spring. If we're dealing with the schools and it conflicts with anything that they have going on, we absolutely are going to be gotcha, no problem, whatever y'all need. And you know, we're even talking about trying to do some fundraisers for the schools that help us and things like that. So yeah, we have a lot of opportunities for every kid. You know, some kids may not want to play tackle. I love tackle football, and I would never want to see, you know, that be taken away, but this might be another opportunity. You know, everyone's probably heard that, you know, girls flag football is coming into the schools, and they're voting on it and everything like that. And I hope that Louisiana flag football can be a part of that somehow. I hope that we can maybe incorporate that into Central Lafourche, you know, get them competing against some other schools and stuff like that. So
that's good. Comment. Thank you for your commitment to the kids and community. I like your values. I've had my 3 boys participate in, which is no longer in existence, I don't think, the Bayou Flag Football League out of South Lafourche. I would love to see that come down the bayou because we're seriously lacking a lot of organized activities for kids. I know that takes a lot of commitment from people in the community, but you know, it's something that I think is needed, and I love the fact that you know, it's being advertised more for girls. I know that when each of my boys played, there were girls on their teams, but it was, you know, 1 to 2 on each team. But I think that with that new legislation that's being discussed, that it may open some eyes to some girls, you know, for participation. So, but yeah, we're big fans of flag football, so I appreciate what you're doing.
Any other comments or questions? My grandson played in the original Thibodeau League, and very, very disciplined, very friendly to the parents and grandparents that attend, and I think that it's a wonderful idea that you're expanding. I'd like to see that.
yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, and having no other questions, let's vote, please. Motion carries. Thank you very much for
Yes,
taking.
ma'am. Thank y'all.
You.
Take care of yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Madam President. To receive the high bid for hunting and fishing privileges on Section 16, Township 20 South, Range 22 East, Gold Limit of Flood Area, the recommended action is to approve the high bid in the amount of $2,378.95 annually from Anthony Gilbo Jr. for hunting privileges on Section 16, Township 20 South, Range 22 East, Gold Limit of Flood Area.
Right, we have a motion, Ms. Wells, second, Ms. Charpentier. Any public comment? Any board comment or discussion? If not, please vote. Motion carries. Item J.
Item J, to receive reports on requests for proposals received for facilities condition assessments and take appropriate action. I will tell you that the recommended action is to award the highest, most responsive and responsible proposal received from Bureau Veritas at a fixed price fee, $245,050.25. We solicited proposals, we received many proposals, and we actually called all of the companies in to conduct in-person proposals with our team, and we spent over an hour with all of them. We set out with the original budget of $1 million, and this is a very large national firm. Bureau Veritas was actually founded in France and is over 200 years old, and this company that does facilities assessments as a division of Bureau Veritas has been doing this across the nation. It's a very big company with a long track record of conducting this activity, and so we're very confident that we're going to get a great product. What was important to our team was that we're left with a product that's easily understood, manipulated, and can be used long-term. Many of the companies have products that are proprietary to them, and so as you get into the system, you have to pay a subscription to access the data that they created. But this is going to be a really, really great tool, one that's going to embed within the tool given to us the capacity to digitally see pictures of what mechanical equipment is on what site, what year was it installed, what is its remaining useful life, and how much depreciated, or I should say deferred maintenance we actually have across the district. So this is going to be the foundation upon which we build our strategic plan as it relates to the facilities and the future of using our facilities moving forward. It's a much, much needed instrument in John's department, and so I was very pleased to get the number of $245,000.
We have a motion by Mr. Wright, second by Ms. Wells. Any public comment? Any board comment, discussion? Yes, Ms. Bouchard.
Question. How long would it take them to do this assessment? And I love that we're being proactive instead of reactive.
They're going to be on the ground between 4 and 8 weeks. The complete process can be done as quick as 5 to 6 months. So we'll have a final product. I anticipate a final product before Christmas.
Wonderful.
So they will actually go to our different facilities and do an assessment?
Yes, ma'am. They're going to have teams of men and women on the ground, walking throughout the campuses, assessing roofs, mechanical equipment, plumbing equipment, flooring, windows, seals around windows, everything about our structure. The number of students using it per square foot, the viability of the building long-term, from both the structural, mechanical, architectural, and he's going to be able to, they will be able to provide us a report that says this school's roof has 7 years approximately left on it. And so you need to start forecasting how much money you have available to address roof X. And when I mentioned deferred maintenance, that's going to be the list of things that you need to fix now that haven't been fixed. And I believe that that number is going to be one that's going to require us to reckon with.
Exactly.
I think it's important to mention the phasing, right? So they're gonna do a pilot school first, right? We don't know if it's gonna be a middle school or high school, right? But we're basically gonna do that first, and we'll work out what our reports look like, what our information look like. And we'll get all that worked out, and I'm sure we're gonna be sharing all that, and then turn them loose, and they'll just knock it out.
And will we be able to prioritize schools with this report?
That's the
like
goal.
those that are most good, that's a good thing. Okay, any other comments, questions? If not, please vote. Motion carries. Moving on to item 8, tentative dates of future meetings. A, committee meetings, policy and academic committee, business committee, and land and facilities management committee, Wednesday, June the 18th, 2025, and the regular school board meeting on Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025. There being, oh yes, sir. Question?
I saw Mr. Bernard had a phone call and he ran out. I was hoping that he got the approval for our concession